It's vlog time. As I'm exporting original last vlog. Just to change things up so people are like, oh, these vlogs get boring, bro. You gotta do something else. You gotta spice up the trash. I recently purchased this big old dice. And this dice has a whole bunch of symbols and letters on it, but mostly letters for the alphabet. And basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll, and I'm going to try to find something that's fun and trashy that coincides with the letter. If I get something like Z, and there's no Z books that I want, I can go like zebra and do like black and white cover kind of thing. It's a lot about being creative, bro. It's about being creative. Okay, so first off, what are you doing, dude? That's not your food. You thought because I'm recording a vlog clip I wouldn't catch you? Yeah. Okay, so, Rocco, okay, rolling. This is for my first one, which will be for a physical read. Oh, okay. K. Okay. So, first one is K. Now for audio. Oh, shit, what is it gonna be, Rocco? You gotta let it go. Is that an E? Yep, it's an E. It's an E. So, I need a K and an E. So, let's get started. Okay, so I did roll the dice. I got K for physical and E for audio. So for K, I've decided to go with Killer Flies, which is an animal attack book that I've owned forever, and I've never heard anyone talk about it. I'm not sure if it's any good or not, but it does start with the K, so there you go. Okay. And then for audio, I'm going to start the book Exile, which is the one of the Legends of Drizzt stories, the Dungeons and Dragons series that I've been listening to. And luckily, the next book in the series of that trilogy is called Exiles, and it's an E, so it's an easy pick. Ah! Loomis doesn't care. It's hard to, use a computer when there's no brain cells and you're blocked by the Orange Boys. It's Saturday, which means it's time for cleaning. I need to clean this apartment because you guys are filthy. I will finish both Killer Flies and Exiles today. I only have a few hours left in both, so I will update you guys when I finish that. But I thought I would just show second breakfast. Yum, yum, yum. Yum, 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 yums. I have to go and ship some stuff up from eBay that I sold, which was ridiculous. But it's fine. I needed the money, so I'm glad somebody bought the ridiculous things. And then, other than that, do some laundry and clean up. So it's gonna be a chill day. Isn't that right, Loomis? Yum, 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 yum. They fear the mighty mop. It shall clean up all the kitty messes. Oh no. Update. It is currently Saturday night. Loomis is doing well and holding upon the royal magical dice that will decide the future of this vlog. But first, some updates. So, I just finished Killer Flies by Mark Kendall. Don't lose that, please. And it was quite animal attacky. It was very much an animal attack book. I had fun with it. It does have all the problems that most animal attack books do, right? I mean, if you're in this genre, you know it's gonna be dated because it was very much born out of the 70s. This one wasn't super, super dated, but there were some things where I'm like, oh, it seems a little weird and sexist, but shouldn't be doing that. That seems like a bad thing to be doing, man who is supposed to be the hero of this story. But other than that, it is quite fun. It does have really good animal carnage, as one would expect. It is one that starts hard. Like, it goes hard into the animal attack. Like, there's kids dying. It's wild. Everyone's getting murdered. Entire towns are being wiped out by these freaking flies. They're like freaking, at one point, they like go and like take out an entire opera house, and you're like, damn. And then like the government is like, oh, I guess we're just going to spray pesticides. But the problem is they're super flies. So the pesticides just make them giant. Now there's fucking giant flies. Whoa, my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. So yeah, it wasn't bad. It was fun. It was fun. One of the more enjoyable, super quick, super trashy animal attack books. Nothing that I would like. I don't know if this is one that I would like recommend to anyone. I'd recommend it to people who are like questionably in love with the subgenre. It's like it's like a fun entry into it. But you know, it is still kind of get the same problem animal attack books do. But on the other end of the spectrum, I did also finish the audiobook for Exiles, which was the next book in the Dritsto Erden series. And honestly, it might actually be my favorite of the series so far. I've listened to this is the 5th book from the series. Oh, no, sorry. This is the 6th book from the series I've listened to, because one of them was a short story collection. And yeah, this one was just really, really good. Really, really good. It's like our main character has like left his home and is trying to find new community. And like the people he is friends with and the people he's allying with, like I found it to be like really, really kind of heartwarming and touching. And then there is also some like wild action scenes, like when they get captured by the freaking mind flayers, which like I'll put a thing on there, like mind flayers, and like they're like fighting a big giant brain, and they're like in this like giant mind flayer city that's just going mad, and you're like, whoa. And then it has like all these fun dark elf politics, and you're like, yeah. And yeah, I just they're hard to explain if you don't have like some background in D&D enough to like understand a lot of the like, and then they meet a bugbear, and then there's a hook horror who was a rock man who was their friend. And he has like this really touching scene where he tries to like retain his humanity as he's slowly being transformed into this rock horror by an evil hook horror by an evil wizard, and it's very sad and touching and well done. But like it's hard to explain if you don't know what's going on. Like if you're like, what's a Menzo Barons on? And you're like, no, that's fair. What's Menzo Barons and what's that? That's like the city of the dark elves in D&D, but like it like the books themselves explain all of this, right? They explain all of this. It's just, you know, they do it through many books, so it's like it would take a while to explain it all. All I will say is that they're really good books about friendship and about a lot of introspecting and being introspective about, you know, things that you've done in the past, and like the idea of growing better as time goes by, and to like forgive yourself for past mistakes, and to take hold of friendships and value those who matter to you and are close to you. So I don't know, I find them like really cool introspective books, because they're adventure tales, but they're also like tales that don't, it's weird because they have like awesome action, but it's also like it likes to take the human cost of doing action and have like a discussion about it. And like, it's not good to just kill whatevs. Like usually it's only if they're like kind of like backed into a corner that they have to like fight and do violence. It's like not something that Dritsto Erden like thinks is cool, you know? And yeah, there was just like a lot of touching introspecting that I thought was really good. But now we've got to roll the dice. Roll the dice, roll the dice, roll the dice, rolling, 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 rolling. Okay, so this will be, because I finished the audiobook first, this will be for audio. Okay, so T for audio. And now for physical. A C. I'll tell you what I choose in a little bit. 1 second. Okay, so for a physical read, I'm reading the short story anthology. Maybe only a few stories from this before I go on, because this is Chud Lives, a tribute anthology. This is an anthology of stories that were written in tribute to the movie Chud. Cannibalistic humanoid underground dwellers. They're not staying down there anymore. That's the trailer. But anyways, yeah, there is actually some articles, some writers that I recognize, like, Jonathan Mayberry, Tim Wagner. Yeah, so there's like a few weird people who wrote some tie-in fiction to Chud. And for audio, I have chosen to continue listening to the Nightmare on Elm Street audiobooks, because both movies 4 and 5 were called The Dream Master and The Dream Child. So it's like, yep, double the thes on the titles of those movies. I know choosing the for T is kind of lame, but I was kind of like going through and trying to find something interesting. And I was like, no, I think I'll go with this. So I'm going to listen to the audiobook for The Dream Child and The Dream Master, which is, it's a reverse. The number 4, Nightmare on Elm Street 4 is The Dream Master, and Nightmare on Elm Street 5 is The Dream Child. But anyways, and then I'm going to read Chud Lives. This is a weird vlog already, because there's no predicting what the hell this madness is going to lead me to. So let's dive in. Kelsey's premiere for Halloween-a-thon is coming now. Ooh, I've already seen it. That's why it's muted, and I'm currently reading Chud. But I'm here for the support. The nummies. Get them numbies up. Now back to Chud. Hello, first check-in second check-in from Sunday. I just did craft day with my patrons, where I put together some Warhammer models, and these are the guys that I got put together today. Not as much as I got put together last time. So this is how many I got put together last time. And these were a little bit more complicated, so I didn't get as much progress done today as I did last time. But progress, as my friends like to say, and my friends being me, is still still progress. So, yep. So these guys are cool. I like how he's got a little dog. He's got a little doggy. He's his little doggy. And this dude, look at that thing. It's majestic. Why would you go into war with that? Go hang out. Look at this dude. He's going too ham. He's like, oh, I'm so cool. And these rats are just like, we're gonna kill you, bitch. This is on my back while I try to frickin' record this clip. Thanks, dude. So yeah, that is what I got done today, and the rest of the day I'm going to go for a little bit of a walk, and then I'm going to read more of Chud, which is actually, I started that short story collection last night, and it's actually pretty good so far, so small favors and wins. Hello, it is Sunday night. So I did finish the Nightmare on Elm Street novelizations for parts 4 and 5. Now, not as good as listening to the parts 1 to 3. I actually don't mind both of those movies. I think The Dream Master and The Dream Child do have good things about both of them. And I actually did quite enjoy The Dream Child's novelization. Sorry, no. I did actually enjoy the Dream Master novelization for part 4, because it did change things around a little bit, added deaths to a character that they ran out of money for in the original. So I thought that was kind of interesting and cool. Now, the problem is The Dream Child, which I do like that movie. I think that movie does have some troubling implications if you try to think about it too much as to what it's trying to say about, new life. But I do like the characters. I think it's interesting how they change from part 4 to part 5. It's the most direct sequel with a lot of returning characters, and those characters seem to have changed and grown after their appearance in the first film. Like her father, he's gone from being an alcoholic in part 4 to in part 5, like he's getting on the wagon, he's going to AA, he's trying to be a better person, and like I don't know, and he's like very supportive of his daughter. And I like all of that stuff. The problem is if you try to like figure out what kind of like moralization is going on in it, because it's like basically like she's got a baby and Freddy's trying to take over the baby, and the baby is apparently dreaming all the time, but it's like the first trimester, so I'm like, that baby is like a bunch of fucking cells, like it's not even doing anything. Why is this baby? Anyways, it says the baby's giant, so that's why it's because Freddy's taking it over. Anyways, that's neither here nor there. The thing that's like really distracting about the novelization for part 5 is the sheer amount of floating vaginas. There's vaginas everywhere. So many vaginas in this book, and none of them are on people. It's always random. Like, so apparently, like, you know, from baby food literally at one point. So what happens is somebody dies, Freddy kills him, he goes, bitch, and, you know, says his lines, goes, slash, 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 and then when they die, they go, I'm not joking, this seems like I'm joking, but what happens is they go, our main character Alice sees them go through a pair of horizontal lips, which is directly said to be vaginal later on in the book, and down a wet tube, and you're like, what? So their soul, like Freddy kills them and their souls go into the babies? They just go like, anyways, that happens. So every time someone dies, Alice has this weird vision of like, oh, the thing I'm looking at right now turns into a vagina. And I see my friend's soul go down the vagina. I'm not joking. I didn't make this up. I didn't write this. But it happens. And it's not, you know, at one point it's like at the bottom of a pool, it's in the baby food, as I said, like they're everywhere. They're popping up everywhere. And I'm like, this must be what it was like to live as Richard Lehman, but instead you're seeing rumps everywhere. Like, because I bet you, like, he sees rumps everywhere. Like, that man couldn't go pumpkin shopping. He couldn't do anything. He just rumps everywhere. So I would imagine that's how Richard Lehman lived his life, seeing rumps everywhere. I cannot confirm or deny whether when Richard Lehman's friends dies, he saw someone go through the rump, but it is possible. We do not know. But yeah, so that was really distracting in The Dream Child and was unnecessary, I will say, because I'm like, I get what you're going for, guys, but you shouldn't have gone for that. It's just strange. And then I have been reading a few of the short stories from Chud Lives, and I actually don't, like, they're actually pretty good so far. Like, I'm enjoying them. They're very much focused on, you know, the themes of Chud. Some of them take place in the world of Chud. Actually, so far, all of them have taken place in the world of the film, which I thought was interesting, because I thought by saying that, it was a tribute anthology, that that would mean that you know, they were stories that were kind of Chud-esque. But these ones, like, I'm so far in every single one, the creature, cannibalistic humanoid underground dwellers, they're not staying down there anymore, have appeared. One of them is like at a rock show. A kid was illegally transporting nuclear waste, and he becomes a Chud in the middle of a rock show, and that's a rad story. He's like, "Wah!" And then there's another one which I think is a character from the movie. I have not watched Chud in a very long time. I think that might be something that I do either tonight or for my weird movie club coming up, because there's like direct references to the movie, and I think like one of the short stories was about a character that you only see and hear mentioned in dialogue. And then the first one was like kind of about like how, you know, people are ignored in society, like how we ignore the homeless in society, the unhoused population, and I thought it was really good. And then of course the Chuds come and they go chud chud chud. They don't, but that would be fun if they're like chud chud chud. No, they just come out of the sewers and go where. So yeah, no, it's good, but like I want to actually rewatch the movie before I get more into this, and also like I actually kind of want to savor this, which is a strange thing to say about a Chud anthology. So I'm going to roll the dice and, read something else for physical book and just kind of like read this as I go throughout the month. Throughout the week. I'm hoping to finish it this week still, but we will see. So yeah, that Nightmare on Elm Street was something else. But the part 4, the Dream Master was good. The Dream Child, Law of Vaginas. So let's roll the dice. Let's roll the dice. Rolling, rolling, rolling. Let's go to the... Oh, shit. That's not count. That does not count. Going to the Nami. Oh, crap. I did not see what it was. All right, he did a kickflip. A Y? A frickin' Y? Oh my god. What? A Y? I guess this is for audio, so I'll have to figure out something for Y, for audio. And then what physical book am I starting? Sorry, I'm trying to get this to Nami because I'm hoping she'll like play with it. What up? Oh, no, that one did Y again, but it doesn't count. Oh, it's that Nami. She gonna do anything? She's like, am I a dancing little chicken? Oh, come on. Give it a whack. Oh, yeah, girl. You're a hero. And I think that was actually V. Yeah, I did see that before I go. So, what a weird ones. Y and V. So V for a physical. I actually think I might have one for this, actually, for V. Y is going to be interesting. I will let you know what I choose. Okay, so I did find some books to start tomorrow. I decided actually tonight I'm going to watch Chud and read a few more of the Chud short stories. But then tomorrow I'm going to start this, which is the Star Trek novel by The Entropy Effect, but it's by Vonda and McIntyre. So that is what I'm using for my the letter V. There was another book that I had. Actually, I had a few because I had a few vampire books in there. And one of them was really called Vampires of the Mist by Christy Golden. But that was another so it was Ravenloft, which is like a setting of D&D, and I've read a lot of D&D stuff this month. So I thought, I'll change something. I'll change it up and like read this Star Trek novel that's also on my actual Garbagas TBR. So finally, the first one that's actually been on my TBR from this vlog. And then why I was having such, like for audiobooks, I was having such a hard time finding anything with Y. I went through my entire Audible catalog, didn't see any Ys. Went through some of my Libby holds, didn't see any Ys. So what I made the decision of, I thought that this will be the time in which I will use a color that is starting with the letter or something that's like ties in. So I use yellow, and as such, I decided to listen to the audiobook for Storm of Iron by Graham McNeil. This is a Warhammer audiobook that is about the Iron Warriors and their color scheme. They have like hazard signs on like their like pauldrons and stuff like that, which is like the black and yellow. And like I'll show the cover that I have on like the Audible cover that I have, but it's like really, really yellow. There's like yellow highlights in all their armors and everything like that. So like it's very, very much a yellow yellow book. So it is perfect for the yellow. So yeah, that's what I'll be working on tomorrow. Talk to you guys then. Oh, holy shit. Okay, so I'm watching Chud. I didn't realize the first story is the story of this lady. This is good that I'm rewatching this now. Cause yeah. This is literally literally the first short story is this scene, is the lead up to this scene. Oh, that's hilarious. See, okay, now I really am glad I rewatched Chud. Oh, wow, I'm dumb. Alright, well, this is awesome. Cannot wait to dive into Chud so I can understand the book better. I mean, the story worked without me knowing that, but it's cooler knowing that. John Goodman, one of his first roles. This is one of the only things I remembered about Chud. This movie fucking rocks, by the way. I didn't remember loving Chud, but I'm chudding it all the way. Look at how young John Goodman looks. Being a little peeper creeper. Yo, Chud was actually kind of cool. There's not a lot of actual Chuds, cannibalistic humanoid underground dwellers, in this movie. But I like what it was going for. I feel like I didn't appreciate the movie for what it was trying to do when I first saw it, and was more disappointed that there weren't that many monsters in it. There is a badass monster decapitation. But for the most part, it's actually trying to talk more about indifference to the homeless population and the government's refusal to try to fix the problem, and a lot of other shady government stuff, which, it's not too unbelievable. There have been many, many horrible things done by the government, so it makes sense. And yeah, it's interesting, the 80s look at the homelessness problem, because it's a lot different than how it is now. Because, now we have, it seems to be like if you're portraying somebody who is on the streets, things like fentanyl and like harder drugs kind of come into play. Ooh, look at this Chud. Look at it. It's looks like a manhole cover. That's a badass thing. Anyways, but back in the day, in the 90s, it was like a lot of, 80s. This is the 80s. It was a lot of portrayed of people who are like drunks, quote unquote. So I just thought that was an interesting dichotomy from how we portray it now. But yeah, this was actually pretty damn awesome. And I enjoyed it, and I thought it has a good messaging to it, and I liked our main character and our main cast. The central creatures do look cool, there's just not a lot of them. Which is fair. But yeah, I lied. I'm not going to be reading anything else other than Chuds until I finish that short story collection, because I'm chudding it up. I'm Chud Central. Chud! Watching Garo with the patrons, and with Claude. A very, very weird Japanese show. Hello. It is currently Tuesday. Yesterday sucked. Yesterday was like a complete write-off. I was sore. I was grumpy. Brain fog. Everything that could possibly go wrong went wrong. Hey, oi, matey. Don't be eating that food. Eat your own food. Anyways, so I didn't even get much reading done. Didn't finish any books. So yeah, that was just life. That was life. But the only good thing yesterday is I did find a copy of the original Back to the Future novelization. Now, if you're wondering, how does a novelization for Back to the Future start? Just take a few minutes and wonder, how does it start? Is a guy doing cool, kick flips and stuff? Marty McFly? No, bitch, it starts with a nuke. No, it's not a joke. It starts with a nuke. The original Back to the Future novelization is much different than the movie, because it literally starts with a nuke. A second later, there was a flash of white, and the unnamed family were enveloped in a surge of power that tore their tiny frames to pieces, bending them curiously out of shape before separating bodies from heads, arms from torsos, legs from abdomens. A solid-looking house simply crumpled into thin shreds of pulp and instantly ignited a traveling avalanche of flame. Oh my God, Marty, you gotta stop the nukes, Marty. I actually gave the Libyans the parts for a nuke. A real one, Marty. I never nuking Hill's Valley. Anyways, look at this little girl. Aww. I'll update you, because hopefully I'll do things today. Well, if not, at least I'm living, I guess. Not laughing or loving, but I am living. What's she geeking at? She's eeking. Oh, a little squirrel. Ugh, I need to frickin' wipe down these frickin' squirrel. Miss Eker. Hey, little Eker. She's like, I'm eking it up. War of the brain cell. They both want into the box, but they can't both fit into the box. What's gonna happen? Oh, he's coming. He's coming for the crinkly bits. So I had my sister go to a store in her area that actually had a bunch of books that were out of stock in my local Warhammer store. And at first I didn't really expect them to get all of these books, because I was like, well, hey, can you just grab two of these, and then tell me the stock left on the other? And they just bought them all, and I was like, well, that's a lot of money. But now that I'm looking at them, I'm like, nah, bitch, it was worth the money. It was worth the money. These all look awesome. Lilith Hesperax, which is by Mike Brooks, which is one of my favorite modern Warhammer authors, and he's writing some Drukhari, and I just love the way this looks. These are those little ones. I like these little hardcovers. They're cute, little cutie hardcovers. This just looks freaking badass. I got the box set for this, and I was so excited because I really wanted the book, and the book was sold out of my local GameStop, Games Workshop store. So really happy to get that. Here's a surprise. They had this. And I don't remember. When did this come out? Like, I wonder when this came out. Because they only had one of them kicking around. And I was like, well, this looks cool. But, like, when did this come out? Dudes, Richard, Strakon. Okay, so this is a 2023 one. It's wild that they still had a hardcover from 2023. And then the one that looks the fucking coolest. Dude, stay away from those. The one that looks the freaking coolest shit ever. Look at this Armin Undying book. Look at how cool this looks. He's surrounded by flames. Look at all them letters going in circles. This is the coolest shit ever. Look at that shit. This is the best. I love this cover. This dude, he's just like, whoa, dude. Of course, this is the 5th book in a series, and I own all 4 of them, but I haven't read any of them. But, you know what? Couldn't pass up the coolest fucking cover I've ever seen. Like, this is such a good cover. Look what he's got fire hands. Anyways, today's already better than yesterday was. Yay. Pick Pony Club. No? You don't wanna dance a Chappelle around? H-O-T-T-O-G-O. This little kitty is hard to go. No, he's just sleeping. He's not participating in my Chappelle Roan celebratory singing. How rude. How rude, you little baby. You're the rudest baby I've ever met. And I love you. I so love you, evil baby. Making some spaghetti and sausage, but it's veggie sausage. And there's a cat who does not care about being on the freaking counter, bro. What are you doing on the counter? I don't care. I really don't care. I'll just clean the counter. That's kind of how it works. I clean the counter after cooking every meal. I don't know. Don't make a difference if the cat's there. He's clearly causing trouble, doing all kinds of evil things, aka just laying down. I have 2 surprise boxes from Stephen. My friend Stephen Ray Morris has given me 2 random boxes. I have no idea what's in here. Alright, let's figure it out. Whoa! Oh! What's a little book? What is this? Oh, what is this? Oh my goodness! Oh, it's a little golden book, but it's Jaws. Oh, that's cute. Oh my god. These things are cool. Look at Loomis. Okay, so let's see what the other one is. Oh. Oh, hell yeah. Oh, hell yeah. It's the alien, the little golden book for Alien. Oh, it's so cute. Look. Look. It's Jonesy. Jonesy sniffing. Amazing. Thank you so much, Steven. Okay, so it is update time. First off, last night I did end up finishing Storm of Iron by Graham McNeil. That was really fun. I'm kind of disappointed Graham McNeil didn't write more of the Siege of Terra series, which was like the end of the Horus Heresy series. Just because he's like really good at laying out giant conflicts. Because like this one is like there are so many moving pieces. There is this, this secret base that is trying to be taken over, and it's got like all of these protections, and there's giant robot fights, and there's like soldiers trapped behind enemy lines, and like a lot of like demons and so much stuff that is being balanced in this story, but it actually really works well, and was very yellow because not only did it feature Iron Warriors, I did not know this, but the Imperial Fists also show up, which their entire color scheme is yellow. So there's like they're on the side of the Imperium, the Iron Warriors on the side of Chaos. And they're like arch enemies because they have like this big long wide rivalry. What was really fun about this is that I had read another book by Graham McNeil that was in the Horus Heresy series called The Angel Exterminatus, and that actually had a bunch of characters that were in this book, but it had it back when they were like normal before they got in all the crazy demon stuff. So I thought that they were going to be much bigger characters in this, and they were main characters, but things happened to them that I was like, oh damn! But it was very fun to like recognize character names from another book that I read, and I had a really good time with it. It was just a great story. I really like the main Iron Warrior who is like named Hansu, and he's like half Iron Warrior, half Imperial Fist. So he's like he's like got the gene seed, which is like that's just what makes them into Space Marines. So he has like half Iron Warriors, half Imperial Fists. So he's like looked down upon by all of his compatriots. But like he is one of the few people of Chaos that is actually kind of like interesting and relatable, because like he's actually fighting for something he believes in, which is really interesting. Whereas like the rest of the people in his party are either like just fighting for like mindless bloodshed, or there's one who is like seriously just a depressed space marine who's been like lived for thousands of years and saw like thousands of horrible things, and it's just like, is this all life is? It's kind of humdrum, and he doesn't really care that much anymore, and then things happen in the story that makes him care again. Anyways, it's really hard to explain if you're a person who like is not into Warhammer. I don't think it's a good starting out point, because there's all kinds of like inter conflicts and everything, but it is a really fun, it was really a solid book. I had a great time with it. And then I did finish Chud Lives, which was pretty fun. Like, this is a short story collection, so some stories are better than others. Not all are great. There was one by an author named Mort Castle, and that was bad. That one was bad. That was bad. But the rest of them, are really usually pretty fun. It opens and closes with an interview from people who are actually making the film, and so it's interesting because some of these are sequel stories that take place after the film. Some of them are stories that take place before the film. Some of them are stories that take place in the film. For example, you don't really see what happens at this scene right here with John Goodman in one of his early roles. There's the Chuds break into this diner, but you hear about the aftermath, but you don't see it. So there's a short story that details everything that happens with them. There's some other interesting elements to people investigate. There's a few sequel stories, and some of them take more like an Aliens vibe, Chud, and it's the Chuds version, because it's like a kind of like an action military sci-fi with chuds as the main villains, which I thought was just very, very fun and interesting. There are a few stories that use the same storytelling device, which I thought was interesting. There was actually two stories that were like done in the style of diary entries from people who were turning into chuds, like literally two of them. And it was interesting because it seems like both authors had similar ideas, but they took different approaches as to where and who was transforming into the chud. So I think they both work. It was just kind of interesting how it was two very similar stories. And I like the first one a little bit more, which is like the diary of a homeless man who lives in the subway, and he is surrounded by all these people who are slowly getting poisoned by the toxic waste and turning into chuds. So, yeah, no, it was just a really fun short story collection, a pretty long short story collection too. Like I was kind of impressed. Like there was a lot of stories in here, and a lot of them got pretty detailed. So that was cool. And then I also did do my for V. I was going to read that Star Trek book by a lady named Vonda McIntyre, but I decided I actually have gotten a bunch of these very silly comic books from the local library, and I did V for Venom because Venom is in here, and I thought Venom was going to be like a main character in this series, but this is actually kind of just a story about how Conan the Barbarian wanders around the Marvel universe, and it's very goofy and silly, but pretty fun. I like this opening thing that like brings these disparate characters together to fight like a big bad evil thing. That was really kind of cool, and I had a lot of fun with it. That was fun. It was a good opener, but it really kind of like introduces like the main villain, who's like this wizard from Conan. I don't fucking know. I've never read no Conan books. I only read Conan trash. I mean, Conan is probably kind of trashy, but reading Conan comics where he's hanging out with Wolverine, now that's trash. I like this one. It introduces like a big theme and brings everyone together, but I really liked this one, which is funny because this one, I just read two of them. This one actually includes no Venom. No Venom is in this, but Venom is in here for a very brief appearance. It was kind of a cheat using V for Venom, but I thought he was going to be a main character. I thought it was they're the Avengers, but like it's not really a story about Avengers because like it's really just a freaking Conan comic. So this one is like it starts with him and Frank Castle going on a journey through the Savage Land, which is with all these dinosaurs, and he like uses guns and stuff, and then they gotta like go through like the Arctic, and they're like kind of like teaming up in this very silly way, and they end up parting ways after this, like after they find some civilization, and then it's just basically Conan wandering around South America, and he just like starts killing slavers and people who are running human trafficking rings, which is very fun because he goes to like drink because he likes to like drink and bang the ladies. That's like his only freaking. He's a barbarian. That's what he does. He barbarians is this. But he goes and he's like, wait a minute, this lady is a slave. I am not interested. And he kills all the men and like then just like drinks at the bar, and then the ladies come down finding out they're free, and they're like, hey, can you kill like all the slavers? We have friends who are like also enslaved. And he's like, oh, okay, sure. And he just goes and does it, and it's fun. It's very fun. And then he freaking meets Doctor Doom because he has this like magical amulet that Doctor Doom wants because he stole it in this story, and he goes to Latveria, and he's just like eating dinner with Doctor Doom, and it's very funny and cheesy. And then Doctor Strange comes around, and they have like a big adventure doing another battle with the Wizardy Man. So very stupid and silly and fun. I quite enjoyed it, and I'm excited to read more. But yeah, the Venom aspects was very, very short. I don't know if he reappears. We'll see. But yeah, no, this is fun. I don't know why they call it Avengers though. It's really kind of like it's more Conan team up. Like back in the day they had Marvel team up, but really this is like Conan team up because it's just Conan wandering through the Marvel universe, joining up with other weird characters. So it's a hoot. It's a hoot. I'm enjoying it. So let me do my dice roll. Okay, a star. Well, I'm gonna re-roll. That's not a star is no fun. That's boring. I already had tea, and I freaking messed up that roll. Let's get an actual proper roll. Oh my god, what is happening? Does this thing not stop? U. There you go. A U. And then I guess I'll do it freaking. That was for audio, so an audiobook with a U. Oh wait, didn't I do that as well? No, I don't think I've had a U. Anyways, I'll figure out something. And a physical read starting with an R. Okay, let's figure out what I'm going to choose. Okay, so I have picked my next physical and my next audiobook. These will probably both be my final things of this vlog. We'll see. We'll see. So for audiobook, which was you, I decided to go with Unmade. So there is 2 novelizations for the movie Friday the 13th Part 3. For Garbaugust, for Garbaugust 1.5, I listened to the version that was made after the film got released by Simon Hawke. That was the second novelization. And it was made because apparently the first novelization by an author named Michael Avallone is very, very different from the finished film. So it seems like from what I hear, it's based off of another version of the script. So unmade version of a film that we know. So that's what I'm picking for that. It's a quick little audiobook for a novelization. And I'm going to stick with double novelizations because this one's actually on my TBR for Gerberbisht. This is Mark of Chaos, but I chose it because I got the letter R, and it's by Anthony Reynolds. This is a novelization for a video game I've never played. I didn't even know it existed until I found it one day. And I just think that's cool. Last year, frickin' Fire Warrior by Simon Spurrier was one of the best things that I read. So, maybe this will be too. We'll see. Toodles. Hello, it is the evening. Excuse me. And the rain is going. It is storming even. Oops, sorry. And I just finished the very first novelization for Friday the 13th Part 3, 3D, by Michael Avallone. And I might have... So... I originally used this for you because it was to me, it was like an unmade film. And the thing is, it is definitely based off of an earlier script, but it is not nearly as different as, say, something like the Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3. That was extremely different than, this one. This one has some differences and some pretty major differences near the end of the book, which I think are probably the most interesting parts because, Friday the 13th Part 3 famously has an unreleased ending that was shot but never used in the final film, and that is in the script. Certain characters, their hair color is different, and Jason doesn't have a hockey mask. He has a white... It honestly, it sounds like he's got the mask from Halloween on. It's very strange. It's like an unemotional white mask that at one point ruffles up. So it's clearly a plastic thing. Anyways, that's interesting. Now as a book, it's very bad. It's bad. It's bad. It makes Friday the 13th Part 3 even more racist, which, I don't think the final film is, overly racist. It's, more, problematic, if anything. But the the novelization by Michael Avallone, oh, yeah, that one is a little racist. The character, first off, there are no white bikers. So, in the movie... there is a white biker named Loco, and this one, he's a person of color, and he's not written well. It's not written well at all. But on top of that, he just, every single adjective, he like goes, the black man, the man who's black, he got punched in his black face. And you're like, whoo, guys, what's happening here? What's happening here? This is not good. This is very bad writing and is not entertaining to read. And then, for some reason, like, Jason laughs. That's weird. Jason's always like, ha 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 ha. And I'm like, what? Why is my boy Jason, like, cackling like a madman? Like, that seems like a very un-Jason thing to do. And he gets his head chopped off, so he's dead as dead. At the end of this book, or is he? It's very strange. There's like a bajillion weird dream sequences. Not a dream sequence. Is it a dream sequence scene at the end? And you're like, okay, that was a choice. Glad they didn't make it. So all in all, it's like a very basic novelization in that, like, you don't get a lot of extra stuff with the characters. Like, that was even what Slash Tracks, which is how I listened to it, was saying at the end of his audiobook. That he made and put on YouTube, was that, like, unlike a lot of novelizations, you don't get like extra details and in the inner lives of the characters. So like it really is kind of like a basic, poorly done novelization. See, guys, I can say novelizations are bad. Okay, some of them are bad. Okay. Anyways, enough about that. I don't know what I'm going to do the rest of the night. It is raining. I'm probably going to start the book that I had picked out, but I might also switch it. Who knows? I do have to update my letterbox and everything. Because let me tell you, folks, I gotta add a lot of things, and Loomis wants me dead, and Loomis is like, please get out of here. He's trying to get me with his claws. He's like, I'm gonna get you with my claws. Leave me alone, get out of my face. Stop talking to me about this bad Friday the 13th book. Anyways, talk to you later. We're watching Chud 2, Bud the Chud, with my patrons because this is Chud week. All Chud all the time. Bud the Chud. Bud the Chud. Bud the Chud. That's the theme song. It's brilliant. Oh, damn! Explosion noise. So I think after Bud the Chud, we are going to end this vlog here. I am reading and enjoying Warhammer Mark of Chaos, but this book is 400 pages, and I am not finishing it tonight. I might finish it tomorrow, or I might finish it on the weekend. We will see. But I'm about 100 pages in, and I'm quite liking it. It's really good. It's set in a very interesting period. It's one of those stories that is set in the aftermath of a big story. So, like, there was like this big, huge army of chaos that came against the forces of the Empire that were all kind of like connected, and they allied against a common evil, and they had a big battle, and eventually the Empire won. They struck down the Chaos Lord, and his army scattered to the winds. And it's been a few years since then, and now that there's no longer a common enemy, the Empire is kind of in complete shambles, and it's like warlords are kind of just looking after the Empire, and it's all these like counts and all these ancient nobilities who have all these issues with other members of the nobility, and like there's no longer a unified force in terms of the Empire, and the chaos have been in the chaos wastes, and they're slowly regaining power. But they are still also infighting as well, which is just a really fun and interesting time to set a story. And so I know in the game there are two storylines, where there's one that you play as like the Empire, and there's one where you play as Chaos. There's a Chaos campaign and an Empire campaign, and both of those are being told in this, and I think it's being told in a really smart way. Like, it's like chapter to chapter in terms of explaining and exploring where each character is, and you get the idea that these two characters are gonna meet up and be opposed eventually, and it's just kind of showing the differences between their two armies, and it's like really interesting. There hasn't been a lot of like huge action yet, which I actually think is to the benefit of the book. Like a lot of it is it preparing for action and talking about like, what it's like getting these forces to march through this horrible land and like running across these towns who are like in dire need of help, but they can't help them. And yeah, no, it's all just really interesting. And I'm excited to see where this goes. And I guess I might try to track down and play this game because it sounds like a pretty cool game. But this actually is a lot better. So this is a real-time strategy game is what it was like, where there's like an army and you like click and you like command it and like, oh, use the flanking maneuver, do the bula bula. And last year I read the Dawn of War novelization, which was the Warhammer 40,000 real-time strategy game, and the novelization for that was not great. I loved it. I thought I had a great time reading it, but it was a very trash book. And this one is just actually a pretty damn good and interesting book with some cool characters that I'm really kind of excited to follow. So I will sum this up when I finish it next week in vlog, but I hope you guys had a good day. And now we will enter the final week of Garbagist. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun. Claw to your face. She got you.